Hello whistlers everywhere and welcome to another edition of the Whistleblowers YouTube channel Tune Breakdown. So today we are going to look at a very popular Irish jig tune called the Kesh. It's probably one of the most well known and most played of all the traditional Irish tunes. It's a cracking jig, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off by just playing it through straightforward. No ornamentation. Then we're going to sort of have a look at adding some cuts and then some rolls, taps, and then at the end I'm going to show you some variations that you can do just to add a little bit of interest for yourself as a player. So here's the Kesh jig without any ornamentation at all, just maybe some cuts to separate the notes which are the same. Other than that, there's going to be no ornamentation to start with. Then we're going to look at some adding some rolls and some other cuts, and then, as I said before, at the end we're going to do some variations. So this is the Kesh. So I've set my click to 60, which is fairly slow and steady, and I'm going to play through a very simple version of the Kesh. As I mentioned before, I'm just going to separate the notes which are the same using cuts rather than tonguing them. So here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2. Okie doke, so that was the Kesh played through fairly slowly without any real ornamentation. As I said, just a few cuts to separate the notes which are the same. So let's have a look now and see where we can add maybe some long rolls and maybe some other cuts. So let's start with the first line of the tune. So I'm going to play it through first as it's written. So those two Ds are on the third bar. Now I'm separating those with cuts. Now if you want, you can tongue those. It's which you prefer. Again, there's no right and wrong way of doing it. I tend to use both depending on how I feel. So first line again. Now tonguing those Ds in the third bar. So what you can do after you play that first anacrusis D, you can go in and do a long roll on that G. So you've got a quarter note and an eighth note. So you've got. So what I'm going to do is combine those two notes and do a long roll, which is note cut tap. So I'm going to go. And then I'm going to cut the first G of that last group of three notes. So slowly. So you've got note, cut, tap, cut the G, A, B. Again. And then the second bar. And then the rest is written. Now, on the first bar of the second line, you can play, or you can do that long roll again. It's up to you. You can play it both ways, or play it one way the first time and then change it to the long roll the second time round. And then next bar. So let's put those together and add those long rolls. So I did a long roll on the first bar on the first line, and I did a long roll on, rather than playing the G, A, G, I played it as a G long roll. So instead of going, I did. So it's up to you which you like best. Use them both, use either, or don't use none at all. It's up to you. Okay, so as a little variation, what we can do a long roll on the second bar. You've got A, B, A. So you've got, so the first bar, second bar. Now I put the long roll on the first bar on the G. And what you can do, and what a lot of players do, is do a long roll on the A as well. So you're going. So when we put that together, again. And then you can do the same thing second time around. And then I'm putting that nice cut on that last G. So I'm going to play the A part twice. First time I'm going to put the long roll in just on the first bar, and then the second time I'm going to put the long roll on the A as well. So here we go. Now with the long roll on the A as well. And there I've got that cut on that last G. Okay, so that's the A part. Okay, let's have a look at the B part now. So here we go. I'll play it through straight, and then we can talk about where we can make some rolls happen. Okay, so what we can do is on the first bar we can put we can turn the B into a long roll on the B. So, note, cut, tap, D, B, D. Then the next bar. Third bar. Again, we can put a long roll on the B. And then long roll on the A. So let me play the first line first as written and then with those long roll variations. Now we're adding those rolls. Okay, so the last line, we can do the same thing. We can add the long roll to the B. And then so the last two measures, we can do a number of different things here. So we can cut the cut the G, cut the A, and cut the high B. So we can go. So again. So what I'm doing on the last measure, I'm cutting the high B, cutting the second G, and then tapping the last G. Okay, so let's play the second line with those added cuts on the long roll on the B. Okay, so as a variation, what we can do, we've got the long roll on the B, third bar, we've got long roll on the B again, long roll on the A, long roll B, now here we can do a series of long rolls. So at the moment we're playing what we can do is turn that G into a long roll, the A into a long roll, so we can go. So if I play the whole B part now with those long rolls added. Okay, I've set my click to 60 and I'm going to play through the Kesh jig. First time I'm going to play it with just some simple rolls like we did the first time round, and then I'm going to add the other rolls and maybe some cuts to the second time round. 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, so let's do a really slow run through of what I'm doing on the Kesh jig in terms of the variations. So I've turned the G crotchet quaver into a long roll. Bar 2, what's written. And now as a variation I can turn the A, B, A into a long roll on the A. Bar 3 is written. That's with cut or tongue. You can put a little cut on that E. So the last two bars. So second line. Again, what's written. So long roll on the G, again, long roll on the A. And then the last two measures. You can put a short roll on that, or you can just leave it just as a cut on the G. If you want to put that little anacrusis in there. Now the anacrusis you can either put in or you can leave it out, so it sounds fine either way. So the next B part, yeah, we've got so I'm going to put a long roll again on that B. Now the next bar. Now you can do a little triplet there. So I'm going to put that in. Now if you wanted to put a little tongue triplet in there, you could make it a little staccato. Ta-ka-ta. So putting that together. Again. So bars 3 and 4 of the third line. So roll the B, roll the A. So let's do that whole line. And the last line, so as written. I'm going to put that long roll B in again. And if you like, you can put that triplet in again. Or tongue triplet. Ta-ka-ta. So the last two measures with the cuts. Or as long rolls. So there's some variation you can try on the Kesh jig. Right, so I've moved my click up to 100, which is quite a bit faster. The reason I've done that is just to show you how the ornaments work at a reasonable tempo for a jig. I don't suggest you practice this at first at this speed. Keep it slow, keep it steady. 60 is plenty fast enough, which is what we've been kind of working at on getting the ornamentation in with this. But I want to show you what it sounds like at a reasonable speed. So with a click, this is set now to 100, and I'm going to play through. First time round I'll play through as written. Second time round I'm going to add the additional ornamentation. 1, 2, 1. So if you notice, when I played that at speed, I had to make adjustments for breathing, which is perfectly fine to do. You don't have to ornament every note, and sometimes you may need to sacrifice ornamenting a note just to put a cut on it in order to breathe. So when we're playing through slowly at first, it's fine to get all those ornaments in, but what you have to do when you're playing it at speed is to make adjustments and learn how to get the breathing into the tune, which makes playing through the tune exactly as written sometimes difficult, and you may have to make certain subtle changes, which is what I did when I played that at 100. So there you have it, the Kesh jig. Again, if you found this tutorial helpful, if you'd like to give me a subscribe, that would be greatly appreciated. Share it among any of those people you know who are interested in playing traditional music on the whistle. And again, give me a like, give me a share, give me a subscribe. It's all very greatly appreciated. And again, if there's any questions you have, if you want to leave any comments or suggestions for future tune breakdowns in the comments section below, that would be fantastic. So thanks once again, and bye-bye from me.